Hey you guys, welcome back to my page. I'm Laura with Chocolate to Chocolate Designs. Say hello when you jump on, hit that heart button for me. Let me know you're watching tonight. And we have a very special, another request that we're going to be doing tonight from somebody who sent me a message and just wanted to see how something was done. And I'm always happy to oblige when you guys have special requests that you would like to see. So in just a second, I'm going to give you a keyword to type in. When you type in that keyword, you'll get a list of supplies from me, from all the things we're going to use tonight to make this project, including an Amazon link for something that you guys would also need if you did decide to do this, okay? So the keyword for tonight is Easter. Easter, you guys, because our spring collection did just launch today. It is amazing. And so we're going to do an Easter project tonight using some of the new things that just launched from our spring collection. And I am so excited for this one. Oh my gosh, come on video, come on Facebook, come on computer. I just restarted it too, so hopefully. All right, here we go. Now I can see all my friends. Hello, Lynn. Hey, Crystal. Hello, Lisa Marie. Hello, Joanne and Lynn. Hello, Terry. Hi, Tracy. Hi, Wendy. Easter is the keyword. Hi, Wanda K and Nancy. Welcome to Perks, Wanda K. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hello, Joanne. How are you doing? Hi, Deb. Hi, Jackie and Jan. And Sandy and Corey and Shannon and Frankie and Lynn. Hello, everybody. Hey, Pam. It was so good to talk to you today. Thank you so much for that. Hello, Zany. How are you doing? Zanny. Because it's, okay. God, I'm going to try to do it right now. Because now that I know your full name, it makes so much more sense to me. Zanny. All right. Hello, Darlene. Oh, my gosh. You are so welcome, girl. Oh, my goodness. So many more comments. Hey, Deb, thanks for sprinkling. Hello, everybody. Okay, you guys. Hey, Carol. There are so many more. I know the bunny chubby already sold out, but you can still get it in the kit. So if you buy the kit together, you can still get it in the kit. You just can't get it individually. Hello, Valerie. All right, you guys, 31 more comments. I have got to scroll down to the bottom. Hi, Loretta. Hello, everybody. Hey, Christine. Okay, so I got a message the other day that was a request to do an ink project. I love doing ink projects, and I kind of walked around and I was like, well, what do I need? Because really, I have everything, but at least one of. And I went into my room, and my throw pillow that I keep on my bed still had Christmas trees. So it's time to update. That's the great thing about Chalk Couture, is that now I can just take that pillow cover, I can put it in the wash machine, and then I can store that one away, and I can just make myself a brand new pillow cover to go on my bed. So here it is, you guys. These are our lumbar pillow covers. These are on the website. Hi, Kim. Hi, Pam. Hello, everybody. These are available on my website right now. These are the lumbar ones, okay? And the lumbar ones are, I want to say 12 by, what is the size on this? It's a 12 by 24, okay? So if you type in that word Easter, you're going to get that supply list from me. And there's a link to Amazon for you guys to grab these right here. The inserts that go inside these that fit perfectly are there in a link for you. I'm turning it to this side because my son has slept on this several times and there's drool stains. But that's why we keep a pillow cover on it though, right? Yeah, it's you guys, they get dirty. It is just is what it is. But those inserts are there in that Amazon link for you all. So, y'all, we're going to use a bunch of color. We're going to make this really gorgeous print. And then afterwards, I actually want to do some of that punch stuff on here. So I'm going to tell you guys my idea, though I'm not going to do that part live. I'm going to tell you my idea for what I want to do with this pillowcase. It will not be for sale. This one's for me. But I want to give you guys the idea, okay? Because I love to give you guys my ideas. All right. So I just had the wrong one here. We're going to start with one of our lumbar ink mats. These are currently out of stock, you guys, but I would not do an ink project without an ink mat. That's just me personally. You can put some cardboard in here just to keep that ink from going through the other side. But if you've got the right tools to do it the best way, use the right tools, you guys. Use the right tools. And I had that one on there upside down. So these ink mats that are available on my site are super, super sticky. This size right here is sold out. The 17 by 17 is also currently out of stock, but the 9 by 12 that'll fit the B size transfers and the G size, no, the F size transfers are still in stock, okay? And the 8s. So those are the smaller ones. Easter is the keyword, so we're just going to take this in here. What the purpose of the ink mat is you put it inside the pillowcase, or you put it inside a shirt, or you put it any textile on top of it, and that stickiness, I don't know what's going on with those words. I have given up hope on even trying with the notifications. Try to make sure that you are still following my page, though, because that has been an issue lately, where people aren't following anymore because Facebook kind of kicked my followers out for some reason. I don't know. So they're super, super sticky. And when you put this inside, and this one does fit in here just right. When you put this inside, the purpose is to keep your textile, your pillowcase, held down tight on here, stuck to that mat. I got fuzzies on here already. And then, like it sticks down so you can get your wrinkles out. You can pull all of this stuff. You just got the message, the notification. I don't know what's going on with them, you guys. Let me lift that back up again. We're going to get that wrinkle out of there. Let that stick down really, really well. And then it also will keep our ink from going through to the back side. Carol, you're the third person that messaged about that last night. So that one's sold already. Yes, I'm going to mail that one out tomorrow. You were the third one about that book, that cookbook stand. So by pressing that down, we get out all of our wrinkles. And that mat's going to keep our ink from going through to the back side. Notice you are not, what was that? What am I not doing? What am I not doing? Not commenting on your lives. They will remove you from notifications. Really? Is that how it goes? Carol always comments, though. You usually buy the large ones and cut them in half. There you go. That works, too. Getting notifications, but make sure you click following and then click all options because some of the Facebook pages have unchecked. Yes, thank you for that. Hi, Lisa. How are you doing? Y'all, this is my other thing. I always itch my face, and then I end up with my makeup on my pillow covers because I do that. I scratch my nose, and I scratch my forehead because my bangs get in the way, and then they make me itch. My little bitty little hairs. I don't really have bangs. Anyway, let's take a look at the transfer we're going to use tonight. Oh, I didn't get it out. You got to be kidding me. I did everything but that, apparently. That's okay. It's right here in the front. I can see it. I can see it. I always forget something, you guys. This is the one. It says Happy Easter. Happy Easter. This is one of our longer G size transfers. And it's so stinking cute, you guys. Yes, definitely. So we're going to pull this off of here. Now, the thing about the textiles, when you're doing a lumbar cover, you can wash off the... Can you wash off? Yes. Yeah, all that stuff's heat set on there, so that's not coming off, even if you wash it. Yes. Yeah, if you spill coffee on that thing, you can put it in the wash machine. It's good to go. So, we're going to put this right in the center here, and I'm going to make sure that my zipper is on the bottom, because when I put it on my bed, I don't want the zipper at the top, okay? You love this one? Yay! So when you're doing a textile like this, you do not need to fuzz your transfer. This is a material, so it already has enough lint on there that you don't need to fuzz it. And this is one of the few times that you don't. We're going to put this right in the middle. I'm going to check just to make sure that it's right in the middle, you guys. I'm going to take my little thing. We're a little over 3 on this side. Oh, I am so not in the middle. Hi, Bobby. Oh, I'm so sorry. Move that over just a smidge. And I am going to have it up a little bit higher, too, because when it sits on the bed. I missed part of that. had so much going on. Some prayers would be appreciated. Absolutely, you guys. Bobby could use some prayers for her family, for her husband who had a stroke. 4 bottles of Waverly today to try them. 2 outside. You're going to love the Waverly, I tell you what. You're going to love it. All right, you guys. So we're going to use a bunch of color tonight because Easter to me screams bright, vibrant, amazing, very, very pretty colors because we're thinking about all the flowers and all of those things. So we're going to go with some Couture Coral. You guys, it's one of our staple colors. And Couture Teal, our 2 staple colors right here. Couture Teal and Couture Coral. They're like the Chalk Couture signature colors, okay? We're also going to use Sage Green because I just love the way that it looks with those 2. And we're going to use a little bit of Storm and some of that brand new Lilac, our new In Vogue ink color. Hi, Melanie. New In Vogue ink color called Lilac, you guys. Let me see if I can open this up and show you what it looks like. I think it's going to be gorgeous. Oh, yeah. Ooh. You guys, look at how pretty that purple is. Oh, you guys, that's so many comments so fast. And they're long. Very spring coloring. Have a cover already. See, I can only see like I get a comment and a half on my screen at a time, and that's it. They should make it to where I can see more of that. They really, really should. All right, you guys. So we're just going to go ahead and start this off by opening up all of our jars and laying them out in front of us. Lilac is your favorite. Purple is your favorite color. The lilac is beautiful. So this is ink. Ink is different than paste. Paste is considered to be semi-permanent, meaning that you could wash it off if you needed to. Ink is considered to be permanent, and it will stain your surface even before it's heat set, okay? You do need to heat set it before you can put it in your washing machine for it to be really permanent and not run and bleed. Now, you guys, I haven't tried this yet, and if I make a mistake tonight, I do have a new product that I might try that I got at the Hobby Lobby. And I'll show you what it is. The next time I make a mistake when I'm doing ink, we're going to try this stuff here. It's an ink and stain remover, and see how that works and if it works. It says inks and dyes and paints and grease and oil and chocolate and tomato and Sharpie and all the stuff that this will remove it. We'll find out someday. Hopefully I don't make any mistakes though. All right. So here we go, you guys. We're just going to get some squeegees out here. We're going to get started. This is probably going to be a relatively fast project. And let me tell you guys, my little man, Evan, he just lost a tooth maybe 30 minutes ago. He's laying in my bed, ready to go to sleep, and his tooth falls out. Because yes, you guys, he lays in my bed, and then I have to move him, or John has to move him every single night, because he always wants to fall asleep next to Dad or Mom. You always mess up on something? Oh, I hope that it works. I hope it works. I haven't tried it yet. It wasn't that expensive for just trying it, so I figured we'll see. We'll see. Maybe I'll do an inconspicuous spot on the back and just try it tonight and see if it works. All right, you guys. It does sound like a must-have, right? Oh, I bet you that did turn out great, Carol. Okay, so we're just going to start with our colors here. I do know that I don't want pink to be my first color because I'm looking at this and I'm counting my letters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There's 11 letters, which means with 4 different colors that I'm using for my letters, there's going to be one that only gets used once, and the rest of them are going to get used, twice, and the rest of them are going to get used 3 times. But since I want some pink in the ears, we don't want that one to be one of them. So we're not going to start with pink. I think we're going to do that way. that way. Blue, purple, green, pink. Blue, purple, green, pink. Hi, Joni. And we're just going to go with that. Now, I'm going to move from this direction to this direction so that I can ink and pull as I go along, okay? We do that just to relieve that ink from the silk screen. So you guys, we're just doing the same thing like we do with our paste, only this time we're inking. And I'm just going to put that H with my teal. We're going to give this lots of color tonight. And I'll probably do 2 letters. Aren't they beautiful? There are such great new colors. We're going to do second, the lilac. Oh my goodness, this lilac for the O. You guys, it's beautiful. Oh my goodness. I love this. Oh, that is, this is the prettiest purple we've ever had. Without a doubt, in my opinion, this is the prettiest purple we've ever had. I love it. All right, then I'm going to take some of my my storm, which is, because we're moving from this side to this side, remember? And we're going to do just the outside of the ears in storm gray, because I want my bunny to be gray bunny. And I want the inside of my ears to be pink. Okay, so I'm just moving carefully, only putting that ink where I want it to go through the silk screen. No, they won't be restocking them. You can still get it, but only in the kit where it has the transfer and the bunny put together. You guys, when they sell something exclusive in a kit too, it is so that you can get the surface that goes with it. If they sold them individually, people would buy up all of the surfaces, and then there wouldn't be any left to go with the transfers. Had a great weekend with all of the ladies. Ooh, 2 of the kits today, and I placed a lot. Ooh, so you got a lot of good stuff. I got an order in too, and most of it is probably going to be for you guys, because I got all my spring collection stuff early. That was one of the benefits of being a designer this time. Hi, Pam. Linda, you're going to love this transfer. And it can go on so many things. I could put this on a sweatshirt. Right here on a pillow cover. We could do a bunch of stuff. All right, a little bit of this couture teal, or couture coral. Hi, Pam. For the inside of my bunny ears. And I was going to use a smaller brush to do this, but honestly, you guys, a mini squeegee cut in half is absolutely about perfect for the size. I am not making any mistakes so far. So far. Your stuff came today. Awesome! It was a great day for it to come. So the kids had a half a day today. Full day tomorrow, half a day on Thursday. No school Friday, no school next Monday because of midwinter break. Nope, Tracy, we won't have any information on that until later on this month. And they'll send out an email to all designers. All right, so you guys, we're going to go ahead and just pull this up. Relieve that ink from these first 2 areas that we did. Oh my word, this is going to be the cutest pillowcase. I tell you what. I love it. I love it. So we had Evan's parent-teacher conference today, and I honestly was surprised at how well the teacher said that he's doing. He's doing very, and I know he's smart, but I also know that there are certain subjects in school that he just doesn't like, and his math scores have gone down dramatically. Oh, awesome. They were half off. That's a good deal. And so he just doesn't want to apply himself when it comes to math. And I think that he needs some more practice at home. So the teacher was telling me that when it comes to math, He just doesn't want to do the equations. But he loves, yes, you can dye the pillowcases. Yes, you can. I'm just not good at dyeing them. It never works out for me for some reason. All right, let's do the pink on this next one. So she's telling me that he's like really, really, really good at writing and reading. And so I asked her, I said, is it possible then that instead of a paper full of just equations for him to solve, 100 equations and try to solve them all in 5 minutes, whatever. I was like, can you give him less equations, but give him word problems? Because he's really good with literacy. Maybe the issue isn't the math itself or mathing and knowing math, but just how it's being delivered. And if he loves to read and he loves to write, maybe he would do better with math if it was word problems. And she looked right at me and she goes, oh my gosh, that's a great idea. So hopefully we're going to test it with Evan and see if he does better with word problems than with a sheet of math equations, and see if that will help to get his scores up a little bit more. I think it will. All right, you guys, we're about halfway done now. We're going to go ahead and pull this up again. Once again, the more you pull like this, the less chance you're going to get of any of your ink drying in the silk screen. It's going to relieve really, really easy. Oh, that's awesome. So you guys, there's our happy. Look how amazing that looks. I know it's hard for you guys to see, but look at that. Oh, I'm so pleased with that. So pleased. Okay, we're going to keep going. We're going to keep going. One color at a time, just making it very, very colorful. You guys, I also have to tell you about my start of the day today. Let's just put it this way. It was rough. It was rough. Yeah, you guys, Couture Teal, the new violet color, or lilac, sage, and Couture Coral, amazing together. Thank you. You're right, Wendy. So today, this morning, I usually get up at about, I don't know, 6:15 or so. And I will take a shower and then start getting myself ready for the day. And then at 7 o'clock, I try to wake my kids up. Evan does not like to get up at all. And at 7:15, then these other two kids come here. They get dropped off here and I take them to school. And I was really struggling to get Evan around today. You didn't wake up till 1:15. Oh my gosh. He just didn't want to get up and around. He wanted to he was helping the other kid with a video game in the morning because they come over here and they're already ready for school, so they could jump on video games. And it just became like a headache trying to get Evan to do what he was supposed to do. And finally got the kid ready out the door a little bit later than what I wanted to get us out the door this morning. And I go to start my truck and my battery is dead. Like, it's not turning over for anything. Apparently, I left my 4-way hazards on last night when I was checking my mail. Whoops. Oh, that's awesome. Hi, Dale. And so I'm like, all right, kids, go back in the house and hang out until I figure this out. Hi, Denise. And so I went back and I got John's jump box and I tried that and it did not start my truck with the jump box at all. I'm kind of freaking out here, you guys, because I've got 4 kids. I am responsible for getting to school in the morning. And so then I go over to my neighbor, Mike, he's 2 doors down. My neighbor right next door to me does not speak English. So, and his car was running. He was getting ready to leave, but I'm like, I can't go there because he doesn't speak English. And I don't know how to say, can you give me a jump in Spanish? Hi, Jess. Oh, so I bypassed his house altogether because I was like, this is just going to turn into more trouble than it's I don't know, not more trouble than it's worth, because it would have been great if you would have understood me. But you know what I'm saying? Like, there's an extra barrier there I just cannot deal with at this moment. Trying to translate. Gosh, and for any of you who are bilingual, oh my gosh, so much respect for you, because I think that is just amazing for anybody who is bilingual. But yeah, his wife's the only one in the house that speaks English. So I bypassed his house. I go to Mike's house, 2 doors down. Mike is still sleeping and does not hear his doorbell. What am I going to do? So then I go across the street to John and Shonda's house, and I knock on their door and they don't answer. I'm like, oh my gosh, crap. I know, right? You're right, Lynn. Imagine asking to be jumped in a language you don't understand. Yeah, that could have been bad. That could have been bad. That whole translation could have been bad. And so I'm like, now they're not hearing the door. Or maybe they're gone already. I don't know where else to go. Yes, Kim, I think it was just, I was an overwhelm trying to get things figured out. I went back to our Can-Am. The battery on that was dead. I was parked too close to the garage to pull our tractor out to be able to jump it with the tractor, because it was pulled in the wrong way. It was like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? And just as I'm walking away from John and Shanda's house, because they didn't answer their door, somebody pulled in at Mike's. And so here I am, running down my street, running down the road to this person that I do not know, who just happened to pull into my neighbor's driveway and park her car. And I'm like, help! I'm like, help! Oh man, I'm like, listen, you don't know me. Mike must be sleeping. Mike and Ruth must still be sleeping. I have 4 kids I'm trying to get to school. My battery on my truck is dead. Can you please come over and jumpstart my truck? And she, of course, was so nice, and she came over and she did it real quick. And we got my truck running. Oh my gosh, you guys. The start of my day, right? We got my truck running. I look at the time and I'm like, well, you 2 older kids, you can forget it. You're already tardy. We just might be able to make the little 2 to school on time. So I went straight to the early elementary, and I managed to make it there. Literally, I probably did scare her. I did offer her some money, but she turned me down. I was like, let me at least pay you for the help. She's like, no, that's all right. So I got the 2 smaller kids to school, literally just as they were shutting the door. And I'm like pushing them out of my truck, you know, with my voice, not physically, but just going, go, 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 go. Like, run! To get into the school real quick before they close the doors, and then they have to be marked tardy, and I got to go in the school to drop them off. I'm like, go! So they managed to make it, and then I took the bigger 2 to school and had to go in with them and get all of the tardiness stuff all figured out for them. And it was just that. There's my day, you guys. That was the beginning of my day today. It is always something. I tell you what, my life is always something. All right, we are now down to the pink one here. We just did our pull. We're just coloring, you guys. We're just coloring today. We're having a lot of fun just coloring. I think I'm going to turn this on now and get it warmed up, though. So, there's my story for today. And then I get back, like, John comes home and I'm telling him about my day. And he's like, oh, absolutely. I had a battery charger, and it wasn't charged enough to jump my battery. It was because I left my hazards on last night, and that's what drained my battery. I know, right? Never a dull moment in my life, for sure. for sure. So once my battery charged and the alternator, or once I got it started and the alternator had a chance to charge the battery, it's been just fine ever since. It was my stupid mistake for leaving my hazards on when I got the mail. Because I was too lazy to walk to my mailbox. Lesson learned. I was like, Allie, I don't want to walk back out to the mailbox. So, we're just going to pull up next to it. I'm going to roll down your window, turn on my hazards, and you can grab it. I think maybe I learned my lesson. I know it was. It was a stressful day, but you know what the thing about stressful days, you guys, is that there's always a story to look back on a little bit later, to talk about and to laugh about. Did I have a strong drink when I got home? An energy drink, because that pretty much drained my battery. I was beat by the time I got home from doing all that. Oh, man. So remember those days your daughter was horrible in the mornings and we were always, I rushed to school every day because Evan, it just throws a fit about having to go. But at the conferences today, I think I figured out why. And it's partially because they have breakfast at school. Because all the schools have free breakfast here in Michigan right now. Free breakfast and lunch for all the kids. So they eat breakfast at school. But Evan takes 45 minutes to eat breakfast at school. And then he misses out on like the most fun part of their day. And it's because his teacher will not tell him like breakfast time is over, throw your food away. Because she doesn't know what's going on at people's houses. And whether or not that might be the only meal they get in the day, you know. She just doesn't know that stuff. And so when I talked to her today, I says, listen, I'm going to try, not that I will be successful at this every morning, but I will try to change our routine so that he gets breakfast before coming to school. That way when he picks up the school breakfast, because I know he's still going to ask for a school breakfast, he'll be fuller faster, right? And then maybe he can move on to the playtime and enjoy the socialization with his friends before they actually get to work for the day, which he's been missing out on because he's still sitting there eating 45 minutes after breakfast starts. But that's just him, you guys. He's like that at home too. He's a little grazer. All right, you guys, we're so close. I'm just going to finish up these ears real quick. We're going to get that R done and then we can pull this off. We can heat set it and I'll show you guys how to do all of this. Last night we cleaned the transfers. What did John... Oh, that's right. I started to tell you that and I got sidetracked. So John got home and I told him, and John was like, did you know you can jumpstart your truck with the power tool battery? And I'm like, what? He's like, let me show you this trick. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. Like, I've got a drill in here. I've got a million batteries up here for my glue gun and all of this stuff. Apparently, you can jumpstart your truck with your Ryobi lithium battery. Right here. This thing right here, you guys. And so I learned a new life hack today when John got home. And he taught me how to jumpstart my truck with a lithium battery. It sounds very dangerous. And I'll probably end up hospitalized if I try to do it myself. But he says it works. It's one of those hacks that only a man would try, I think. Be very careful, he says. Don't touch the wires together. Like, yeah. Oh, we have a jumpstart battery just for boosting. Yeah, Wendy, I've got one, but it didn't have enough juice left in it because it had been used to jumpstart other things and then not charged. It's definitely on the charger right now, I'll tell you that. But it had enough juice just to let me know that it was my battery and that it wanted to start. versus just being completely dead, but it was not enough to actually start the truck. I'll show you guys as soon as I get this done, if you guys want to know what John told me for my life hack. All right, let's get this last one done here, and then I'll pull this up. I'll show you guys, and I'll show you guys the little life hack that John told me about. Dale, if you're watching and you hear my life hack, I don't think this is going to work on your big rig. Please don't try it on your big rig, bud. But you could definitely tell us if you think it sounds safe or if it sounds dangerous. Granddaughter has to go to school before 6:30 a.m. Breakfast at 6:45. First teaching class for math and spelling is at 7 a.m. to 7:45. So she must be a little bit older because that's going to be, I think, Allie's schedule for next year, Linda. I have to be up an hour earlier next year to get Allie to school. Oh, man. And then after Allie is at school, then I got to get Evan to school, and I've got 2 different schools to go to next year. Yes, I was using Storm ink on the ears. I sure was. And I did get a little bit on my hands right there. It's dry enough. Okay, here we go, you guys. Let's pull this up and see how it looks. Oh, I'm so happy with this. I know, right? He's used your car to jumpstart the semi? Well, maybe he needs to take a Ryobi lithium battery with him so he can do it on the road. I don't know, you guys. I don't know. I think I would rather just run down the street screaming, help! Okay, I'm going to set this over here and just spray it with some water. Ain't no shame in the game when you're trying to get your kids to school, you guys. I can't though, Brenda, because this is when my kids are asleep. I don't know what I'm going to do next year. I really, really don't. Thank you. All right, let me hold this up once I get all my paste out of the, or all my inks out of the way, because if I don't, oh, y'all, this is so stinky cute. Checking my fingers just to make sure. You guys. Look how cute that is. And look at the little bunny ears. Aren't those adorable with the pink inside? Oh, I love it. I love it. Okay, we're going to let that dry for just a second. The heat press has decided that I talked too much and it shut itself off, so we'll turn that back on. Okay, I'll show you guys. I will show you guys. So this is basically what John's saying, and please tell me that my battery will do it. Okay, maybe Ryobi's are not made the same as his ones. Oh yeah, it will. Look at this, you guys. Okay, so if you look at the top of the charger, you guys see right there. Here. I have to do this other side too, not tonight. If you look at the top of this right here, you can see that you have a minus terminal and you have a plus terminal. Okay? So you can somehow get a wire onto your plus side and then onto your battery, and a wire from the negative side and onto the negative of your battery, and jumpstart your car with one of these. And he was like, you have to use like vice grips or something to pinch the wires on here somehow, some form. You basically have to jerry-rig the darn thing. And but that's basically the gist of it. Now, I would probably use the bigger one, but it does have a plus and a minus terminal, and it can jump a car battery, according to John. I would probably kill myself. Somehow, some form. I would end up with third-degree burns all down the right side of my body. I know, right? Who would have thought? John would have thought for sure, because John thinks of all of that kind of crazy stuff. And he's probably done it before. You've seen it done before. Oh my gosh! You're afraid using your jumper cables. Sounds like a I mean, desperate times for desperate moms call for desperate measures. You're a fan of AAA. Oh. I'm a fan of Neighbors. And I surely would have gone door to door with a box of Oreos to get some rescue this morning. Y'all, there's always somebody willing to jump your car for a box of Oreos. You're with me then, Wendy, huh? I mean, had that girl not pulled in right when she did, I probably would have just been waiting in the middle of the street for anybody to stop. Leah says, I'll call my kids. Well, Leah, my kids were the ones who needed the ride. Oh, y'all. They were 20 minutes late. The big kids were only 20 minutes late. All right, we've got this nice and dry now. That spot still feels a little... Taking your kids, it was difficult. It is a difficult juggling act. It really is a difficult juggling act in the morning. Every morning. My truck battery was dead this morning, Vicki, when I went to start it with 4 kids in the back seat. Actually, 2 in the front, 1 in the back. I'm sorry, 2 in the front, 2 in the back. And I'm supposed to take all 4 of these kids to school and my truck wouldn't start. So there's the whole story. All right, you guys, now that this has been dried, and I do recommend, yeah, you did, Vicki. I do recommend just letting this sit until the next day and then coming back to heat set this. We're going to pull this right out of here. I have, Wendy. So we had McDonald's, and they did, on accident, give me an extra 6-piece McNugget at McDonald's today. So maybe that right there was just the universe giving me a pat on the back. Like, here, girl, we think you need an extra 6-pack of nuggets today for all your efforts and troubles. Like, Karma's going to throw you an extra box of nuggets. All right, you guys, so now that this is all pulled out, we're going to take our little heat press pad here. We're going to put this in the middle. And then I've got my heat press set way too high for way too long. So we're going to change this. And we're going to take my time down to 30 seconds. And we're going to take our temperature to 300. Oops. I'm going to go 330, which is usually pretty good for this, okay? And then we're just going to grab our piece of parchment paper. I know. Yay for extra nuggets today. Not to change the subject, what color paste would go good with pink sky chalk paint? Depends on what you're doing. We have so many paste colors, there's going to be a lot that would go good with that. All right, you guys, so I'm just going to put this down right over top of that design. We've got our heat press set for 330 degrees for 30 seconds, and we're just going to hit that timer and let that go. Whenever I use white ink, it cracks and flakes. Am I doing it wrong? It sounds to me like your ink is too dry. Spray some distilled water in there, give it a good stir, and it should, then it won't go on quite as thick and it won't flake like that and crack. What about the cookbook stand? It's sold already. All right, so 30 seconds is all it takes. We're going to go ahead and just pull this piece of parchment paper right off and then move this over. We're going to heat press the other side really quickly. Oh, it was a new jar. Even still, if it was a new jar, it probably made some travels throughout all of this cold weather and it might have frozen and then warmed back up again. So I would still add a little bit of water in there. Distilled water. Roseanne says she likes gray with pink. Gray would go good with pink. So would espresso and pink. I like browns and pinks together. Oh, what color paste would go good with a pink sky? So whichever, if you're wanting to make it a background like the one that I just did, but to make it pink, with pink sky, I would probably do, ooh, girl. Either Couture Coral. Actually, because of the color of this, I would probably mix Couture Coral with a little bit of Candy Apple to make it closer to that color. You want it to be close to that color, really as close as you can get. The cookbook stand is available on my site. So with a regular iron, you're going to do medium to high heat, no steam, and you're going to do about 2 minutes on each side is what they say. So technically I should turn this inside out and then do the back side too. And if it was a shirt, I would, because a shirt I'd probably wear, I don't know, 3 times a month and wear it for a year or more. But on a pillow cover, I'll probably only wash this 1 time a year. So I'm not going to do the back side of it and it'll be just fine. All right, you guys, let's stuff it. Let's stuff it. Oh, I didn't spray my transfer down either. Oh no! Pam, something tells me that man of yours would not bat an eye at you treating yourself to something that you wanted. Because I feel like you really got yourself a good one there. I won't say a word, but... Oh, we're just stuffing this now, Carlene. That's all we're doing. And this, we're going to consider this one to be finished, and then I will actually have a pillow to put under my head when I try to climb into bed, and I've got my boy on my side and my dog in the middle, and I'm squeezing myself between John's toes to sleep tonight. Because that's pretty much how it goes. All right, just stuffing that pillow in there. Again, these are the pillows themselves are from Amazon. And then we can give this a good zip. Come on, baby. It's a good fit in here, y'all. It's a good fit. It's going to give you a good fluffy pillow. Bunny, I couldn't tell you right off the top of my head. Really couldn't tell you right off the top of my head. Thank you so much. All right, you guys. So there it is. This is it so far. Okay? It is super cute just as it is. But I also have this idea that I might go back in with this, you know, in my free time. And make some polka dots all over this with the punch tool and all. Thank you so much, Mary Jo. With the punch tool and that thread to make little polka dots on it. Oh my gosh, don't spill my drink. That have this like furry texture to it. Don't fall. Don't fall, don't spill my drink, don't do any of that kind of stuff. Please. Please, please, please don't fall. And I think that if I did that, and I made little polka dots in these colors, though, all over it with that texture on there, It's just going to add a little bit more pizzazz to this project itself. But again, that's going to be something that's just going to take me some time to get done. There we have it, you guys. Our first Easter project of the year. There is our inked Happy Easter. I'm not going to punch the bunny ears. No, but that would be cute. Ooh, but I like the bunny ears chalked too, though. But I think I might do polka dots around it. But the bunny ears would be cute too. Is the punch needle difficult to use? The first couple of times, there's a little bit of a learning curve. But once you get it down, oh, it's simple. It's so easy once you get it down. There we have it, you guys. Easter is the key word. Grab your Happy Easter, all your stuff to do this project. You're absolutely going to love it. And if you spend $65 US, 85 Canadian on my site right now as a Perks member, you're also going to get a free kit with 3 chubbies and an exclusive transfer to go with them, added to your order at absolutely no cost at all to you, which is a really, really, really fantastic thing. So, you guys outlined just the ears. Either way, you guys, no matter what, adding a little bit of pizzazz, this is going to look, a little bit of pizzazz to this is going to look amazing. Whether I decide to do the ears, which I might, or if I decide to do the polka dots. Either way, it's going to look great. All right, you guys, there it is. I hope you guys enjoyed this project and learned a little bit about ink tonight. I think it's adorable. Tomorrow, yep, tomorrow I'll get that to you. The stand is from Michaels. You're so welcome, Lori. All right, you guys have a good night. I will see you later. If you have any questions, please send them to me in a message, and I'll answer them tomorrow morning after I get my kids to school on time. All right, thanks so much for watching, you guys. Bye, everybody. Have a good night.